Good afternoon, everyone. Today, what we are going to do is next few programs. Last time we have seen this DM and DB program and this 14th one, right? There's one, right? Two programs and one more that is from by using a static variable and static function. Right? Three things that what we did. Now today we will see this. Write a program to calculate number of objects created for the particular class. This is what we have seen, right? That is over. Now the another one, this one. Define class complex. What it is? One class name as complex, and they are having the data members, two data members. One is real and one is imaginary. Okay, real and imaginary. Two float data member that we are having in my class complex, right? And we are having the member function as add comp, means I want to do the addition of this two different objects, real data as well as imaginary data, just like your same program of time class, right? I was going to get the hours and minutes of two different classes. One classes, two different objects, right? So the same thing we are going to do over here. We just want to add our data that is real and imaginary with another object's data, real and imaginary. Fine. And then just to print that means show complex, right? Show comp. Function name they have given that you have to use this. Fine. Then write C++ program to get the information of two complex numbers and add these two complex numbers and display the result using overloaded constructor concept. So how we are setting our data, instead of using get data function, what we are doing? We are using constructors. If I don't have any kind of argument over there, then it will call default constructor. Say suppose I'm setting my data, so I would be having parameterized constructor with two data, right? And I'll simply set the values, right? So that is my overloaded constructor, of course, right? So I hope definition is at least clear. More I'll clear the structure of your program, right? I'm just writing the structure. Rest of the things will be done by you. Okay, fine. So let's have one file. I'll save it first with t.cpp. Right. Yes. I'm having one class that is known as complex. Fine. Fine. So I hope I am audible. Am I audible, guys? Okay, fine. Power cutoff is over here and my Wi-Fi was not working, so I left the meeting. Now again, I've started with my mobile hotspot and battery is the limited one. So we'll quickly finish this. Fine. Okay. So what we are doing is we are taking first a complex class, right? Class complex is there, and in that I'm having my two private variables like float, real, and imaginary. So I'll take the variable name like this, img or img, smart, short one, right? Real and imaginary. Now into this public section, I would be having what? First is my default constructor. So my class name is complex, so my constructor name is also complex, right? Default one means just opening and closing. If you want to provide that in your default constructor, like real is equals to 0 and imaginary is equals to 0, then you can do over here. And if you don't want to do anything, then also just open and close. That's it, right? This is your default constructor. Then you will be having one parameterized constructor, right? Again complex, but here you would be having two parameters. Say suppose float A, comma, float B. Here my A and B are like what? It will be given from integer main for my data real and imaginary, right? Yes or no? Okay. So here what I'll do is real is equals to A, imaginary is equals to B, right? That's it. Then I will be having one friend function which will do this summation, addition of this real and imaginary numbers with the other object, right? And it would be having a return type. So I'm writing complex. That is nothing but return type. Then my function name is add, and they have said that add comp. Such named function you will be having. So in definition only they said this, right? Add comp. This is your function name. So I've used that function name, and over here what I'm passing is classes object, right? So here it would be complex, comma complex, right? And here is only declaration. Definition will be given outside of your class, fine? Then you are having one more function, that is void show comp. That name is also given by the definition, that you would be having show comp, right? Show complex. So this is what I'm doing is, right? You need to write these two functions outside of the class definition, right? So how you can write friend function? You don't have to write friend, nor you have to write the complex and scope resolution operator. This is that you don't have to do. Fine. Directly it will start with the return type like complex, then add comp, and over here you are having complex something, some of the data, whatsoever the name is suitable for you. I'm writing right now object 1 and object 2, right? Complex object 1 and complex object 2, fine. And here you have to write the function. Same way I would be having this void show comp. But this void show comp is your normal member function, not a friend function. So you have to write this function is coming from which class, it belongs to which class. So I'll write complex scope resolution operator and then show comp, show comp, right? And here you have to just write see out real and imaginary. That's it. This is nothing but a see out kind of statement, right? In a display function, you have that only. I hope you are getting it. Yes. Getting no? I'm audible to you guys, right? Okay. Fine. Right? So this is what you will do. And from integer main, you are creating two objects like object one, and you are passing some values for real and imaginary. Same way you are creating another object, that is object 2, you are passing something. You are creating third object just to catch the value of this addition, add comp, because it will throw something ultimately. This is your complex type, right? It will throw something, it is having a return type. So to catch that in integer main, I will be having another variable or another object, right? And finally you are invoking the function add comp, and you will show the result by show comp. That's it. Only 5 lines in integer main. So I hope you are able to do this. You will be able to do this program, yes or no? Fine. So I'm giving you 5 minutes. If you are able to finish it, then it's fine. But otherwise, due to my battery, I have to show you that program, right? So I'm just giving you 5 minutes. Please finish it. Fine. So what we are doing over here is, I'm not wasting my time to write this program. I'll directly show you this, right? So it would be fine. So the same thing that what I have done is, right, here I'm having one class that is complex, right, float, real and imaginary. Into this public section I was having this default constructor. If you want to set real and the imaginary equals to 0, then also you can do it. Then I'm having this complex float A, float B, and what I'm doing is over here is real is equals to A, imaginary is equals to B. I'm just setting the values, nothing else I'm doing, right? Then I was having one my friend function, okay, and in this I was just adding my data, right, to complex data. Then I'm having my show comp function. Now here outside of the class, what I'm doing is this will return something. So return type is the complex one. Here I'm having object one and object two, right? And I'm doing what addition of this two. So here is my another object complex OB3, which will store the data of it, and finally object 3 will be written, right? Very simple. This is very similar to like in our time I was just doing the summation of hours and minutes, right? So OB3 dot real equals to OB1 dot real plus OB2 dot real. Same way, OB3 dot img is equals to OB1 dot imaginary plus OB2 dot imaginary. And finally, I'm returning my object 3. Okay. Now here in showing the data in show comp, I'm simply writing real is equals to real, imaginary is equals to img. Fine, just a see out kind of statement. That's it. And in integer main, what I'm doing is I'm making three different objects. First object one, and at that time only I'm passing the values. So it will call parameterized constructor, and it will set the value for real one and for imaginary two. Simple. Same way for object two, 2 and 3, that what I'm passing. Now I'm taking another object because this function add comp will throw something. So to catch that data, I'm having this OB3, right? So OB3 is equals to add comp object 1 comma object 2. This is what I'm passing, which will directly go over here, object 1, object 2. And you are doing the summation of this. It will be stored in OB3 and written OB3. Simple, right? And then this object 3 dot show comp that I'm doing. I hope you are getting the program. Yes or no? So see, it's so easy. A single kind of programs we are having. Instead of this time I am having over here, that is the complex, right? Real and imaginary. Otherwise, nothing is changed, right? I hope you are getting. Please write it down, yes or no, so I can feel that I'm connected with you. Because meanwhile, I'm just checking my connection. Okay, fine. So I'll run this program for you. Fine. So real is equals to 3 and imaginary is equals to 5. This is nothing but the summation of these two values, right? 2 plus 1, that is 3, and 3 plus 2, that is 5. This is what we are getting, 3 and 5 as your summation. Nothing else you are doing, right? So easy program. So will you be able to finish it? Right? I'm showing you integer main and this part, right? So please quickly finish it. because you can see my battery, right? So quickly just finish it. I'm giving you 2 minutes, right? Done? Okay, great. Great, Rahul. Fine. Fine. So now, if I'm saying that the summation, right, whatever you are doing, that is nothing but just summation, addition. So you can connect this program with the binary operator overloading or not, right? So only one function will get changed. Otherwise, everything is same. If I say that you have to do this program that define a class complex having data members as real and imaginary, and member function is this, and what you need to do is you just need to do this program with the use of binary operator overloading instead of overloaded constructor, because what you are doing is addition. Two operands are there and you are putting plus in between, so it will behave as like binary operator, fine, and you are overloading that operator. So the same program even you can do with that, right? So I'm directly showing you that program, right, what you can do. This is what I have planned, that you will do this program by your own, but according to the situation, I am only showing you this program, and you will do this, huh? You have to do this. You have to upload both the program by using this operator overloading and by using the overloaded constructor. You can see that a very similar kind of thing. Here I'm having real imaginary, fine. I'm having default constructor, fine. When this will be called, every time whenever you are writing just complex object 3, right? At that time this default constructor will be called automatically. If you have not included this, then you will get an error. Fine. That is why we are including. Here we are setting the values for the real and imaginary, right? Instead of this over here in as your friend function, I have taken it as a member function, right? You can even take over here or friend function, right? So you can still do this program by your own with the friend function. I'm showing you with the member function. If I want to overload my operator, right, binary operator, and I'm taking it as a member function, so it would be having only one argument. And if it is a friend function, it would be having two arguments, right? This is what we have learned. I hope you remember this thing. And this function is actually returning some value, right? So return type is the complex. Here your function is operator plus, and it is having one argument only, because the another argument will come by which I'm calling this function, right? And I'm having this show comp that is same like the previous one. Now here only one function is having some change. What is the change? Here is my complex, that is my return type, and this operator plus function is actually a member function. It is a part of your complex class. So whenever I'm writing any of the function outside of the class, I need to write it belongs to where. So complex class, scope resolution operator, and operator plus. This is my function. One argument, complex object one. Another argument, that is the third object, right? What I can say that I'm taking as object 2. So object 2 dot real is equals to real plus object 1 dot real. This object 1 dot real is nothing but your another object, object 2, which is there at the right hand side, right? And this real will be from which, by which this function has been invoked. जिसने भी फंक्शन को कॉल किया है उसका ऑब्जेक्ट यहाँ पे रिफर होगा. So whose value will be over here? This real. So we'll see over here. This is your object 1 plus object 2. We have seen this in theory that left hand side object is always responsible to invoke your function, and the right hand side will always be there as an argument. So here this real and imaginary is directly accessible. This real and this imaginary, that is of your object 1, means this 1 and 2 will be referred over here. Getting this thing? And object 1 dot real, whatever I have written, that is nothing but this is your object 2, right? Because this have invoked, object 1 has invoked the function, and object 2 we are taking it as an argument. But if you are getting confused by this object 1, then I'll make it object 2, so you will be more clear, right? I'll just change the name, so now you can relate it directly, right? Now you are getting somehow what I'm trying to explain you. This is your object 2, which is lying at right hand side, right? Object 2. This is, you have taken another object, object 3, where you are storing your real and imaginary data's addition. And this real and imaginary that you can directly access, that is by object 1, because you have invoked your function via object 1. That is why. I hope this thing is clear. This we have seen uh, at the time of theory also, and I'm repeating again and again in this lab session also. Yes or no, please write it down so I can feel that I'm connected with you and you are able to hear me. Right. Okay, fine, fine. Thanks. So this is what you are doing, and how you can call this function like this. Object 3 is equals to object 1 plus object 2. So just like your built-in data type A plus B, you are doing the same thing you can do with the objects also, means object 1 plus object 2. So this is how your operator overloading function has been called, and your function is this. Thank God we are having the power back. Fine. Okay, so this is what you are doing is operator plus function, right? This will be called. And the another way how I can call this function, please somebody write it down in the chat. Again, I'm repeating the question. How I can invoke my operator function, operator plus, another way to write this line. How I can write this? Object 3 is equals to what I should write? Write it down in the chat. Yes, Rahul. Object 1 dot operator plus and within the argument object 2. Yes, correct. Fine. So this is how even we can call our function. And if it is a friend function, then how you can invoke this function? Write it down in the chat. If this is a friend function, then yes, fine. Yes, Rahul, correct. So you can call this like operator plus. Then in bracket you are having two arguments if you are doing binary operation, right? So object 1 comma object 2, simple, right? So here you have to write in your code like this: object 1 dot real plus object 2 dot real. Same way, object 1 dot imaginary plus object 2 dot imaginary. If this is your friend function, if, right? Otherwise the code will be similar, right? So just do this program by your own now. Fine, we are having sufficient time. Please write it down the same program via operator overloading. Okay, I'm giving you 10 minutes. Please do it.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, say.
Ma'am, we have to make a separate program for run function, or we have to
Yes,
change
separate
each
one.
in that program.
Otherwise, everything. See, one program that should be with you with the constructor overloading, and the another program you should be having with this. I'm also having two different programs, right? But everything is just the copy paste, right? Two programs you have to make, as you can see on my screen, right? Just like that. One with overloaded constructor, that what we did at the very first, and second one with the operator overloading. You can just copy and paste, and you just need to change this only one function, so it will take maximum 5 minutes to write this. Otherwise everything is very similar. See this real, imaginary. Over here just one line has been changed. Otherwise everything is same, right? Don't, you don't have to write everything again and again, right? Fine. So actually you have to write three programs, right? One is what? Our overloaded constructor. Second program, that what I have shown you, that is with the member function binary operator. And the third you will be having, that is friend function binary operator, right? Getting? Fine. And you will hardly take 2 minutes to make another program, right? A minor change would be there, but you will be having that practice, then you can write any of the program, right? Otherwise into the exam you won't get anything, that is for sure. Done with your program, everyone? So you have to write this program, huh? Otherwise you won't get anything. If you are doing by your own, you can write any of the program. See, this is the only chapter where we can ask any of the program. Like we will say that binary operator overloading plus, binary operator overloading minus, multiplication, division, modulo, and operator, raised to any operator you can, I mean, we can create as many as programs as we can. And if you are writing at least one program by your own, then you will be able to write any of the program. If you are doing this by your own, I'll not ask you to share your screen, right? Because many of you are having the problem related to it, right? But if you are doing, then it is for you only, not for me, right? Okay. What minor changes that you need to do if you are making it as your friend function, right? Here I would be having a return type which was the same, then operator plus, then it is same. Here the number of arguments will be 2 instead of 1, right? I have added one more argument over here. Then what will happen? I'll just remove that complex and scope resolution operator. Why? Because this is the friend function and I cannot label it with my class name and scope resolution operator. So I have removed it. Then again, this is the operator plus function, that is fine. Here I have to add another one, that is complex object 1 comma object 2, right? Then complex object 3, that I'm taking another one, right? Object 3 is equals to sorry, object 3 dot real is equals to, here I can write object 1 dot real plus object 2 dot real. Same way again, object 1 dot imaginary plus object 2 dot imaginary, and you are returning that thing, right? Again at the time of call, you are writing the same thing, right? Object 3 is equals to object 1 plus object 2, and the same function you can call via like this, operator plus, and then you are passing object 1 comma object 2, right? This is how you can write object 3 is equals to this, I mean object 3 is equals to which is mandatory, right? Uh-oh, I've already saved this program. Fine. So again, we will be having same output. Real is equals to 3 and imaginary is equals to 5. But here I did it with the friend function, right? This one with the member function, the same one but with the use of member function where I will be having only one argument. And this one via operator overloading. So I have shown you all three programs, right? Yes or no? Right? All three programs with the minor change, right? With the minor change. Hope you have done this. You have done this? Yes or no? Program is over from your side. Please write it down in the chat so we can move on to the next program. You are 15 persons over here and I want 15 responses. Fine? You are replying. Okay. One person is saying yes. What about the others? Two. Two only. Three. Fine. So hopefully you have done your program, right? At the last, I'll ask for the screen sharing, right? If you are not doing, then also it's fine. If you are doing, then also it's fine, right? Now the next program, that is, you have to create a class float, okay, that contain one float data member. Only single variable is there, which is float. Float A, B, C, whatsoever the name you like, you can give it. But the class name is what? Float. Okay. Now overload all the four arithmetic operators like plus, minus, multiplication, division, so that they can operate on those objects of float. So you will be having the different object, right? Say suppose object 1, then object 2, then object 3, and likewise, right? And you are operating it with between two objects, right? Float object 1, float object 2, and you are just adding their data. You are doing the subtraction of that two data, you are multiplying that, and you are dividing those two data. Getting this thing? Again we are having the same kind of thing, same program, but here we are having only one float variable. That's it. Just the same thing you did in this integer wala program. In this integer, you are having only one integer value, right? And you are doing the summation. Same way here you are doing summation, subtraction, multiplication, division. So four things that you are doing over here. Fine. So how you are going to do this? I'm just writing the structure, okay? I would be having one class that is named as float. In that I'm having one variable only. I'll call it as f, like float f. Fine. Now into this public section, I will be having one default constructor. Okay. One parameterized constructor, because I'm setting some value over there, right? So I'll be having like this float a. What I'm doing is this f is equals to a, right? I hope you are getting the things. So I'll write over here f is equals to a. Now you will be having four different functions of this operator: operator plus, operator minus, operator multiply, operator division, right? And finally you are having one void display function. Fine. So I'm writing over here because this will return something into the float, right? So I've written it like this. Then operator plus, I'll pass one argument of float. This is, I have done like operator overloading of this plus operator with the use of member function. That is why only I'm writing one argument over here and no friend keyword over here, right? So this is not friend function, this is my member function where I'm doing operator plus for this binary one, and for binary I need only one argument. So that's what I did, right? Then I'll copy paste this, right? But operator will get changed. One is minus, here is multiplication, and here it is division. Okay. These are my four different operators function, right? And now finally I'm having my void display function, right? where I'll write only C out X and L. Fine. Now outside of my class, now I'm writing all these functions. This is my member function, right? So I'm just writing this one for you. Okay. Here you need again this plot keyword, right? Because that is your class name. And scope resolution operator and your operator plus. Okay. Same way, all this. Here you can give the particular name, right? Object 1 or something like this. Whatever you like, right? Object 2 I'll give over here. Same way object 2. We will get to know this thing. Right? Four different functions. One is operator plus, another one is operator minus, one is multiplication, one is division. Right? Void display I've written over there only. Fine. And then finally you will be having integer main from where you are calling this function. Right? So please finish this program. I've just written the structure, right? Yes or no? You will finish this program, right? All are sleeping, I think. Okay, fine. Fine. Please finish it, right? I'm giving you 15 minutes to finish this program. Okay? I hope the definition is clear now. Yes, Skandar, clear? Okay. I hope you have done your program. It's over. And please write it down into the chat. As due to the connection loss, I'm getting the problem. I'm facing the problem. Okay, fine. One is saying yes. What about the others? Please write it down in the chat. What about the others? Done with your program? You are getting the answer? Yes or no? See, this lab has been recorded, right? And you are not replying means you are not listening me or you are not doing the program, right? So I'll give the marks according to that only, right? If you are not replying, it is perfectly fine. Okay, only 3% are saying means they three are actually doing the program. Fine. Rest of all are sleeping. Fine. Keep doing this. Aziz, Chintan, Divyansh, Hitansh, Kandarp, Kevin, Kuldeep, Milan, Nilesh, Swati, Yash. What you guys are doing? Okay. Doing fine. I'm giving you more 5 minutes. Fine. After that, I'll write the program. Okay. Fine. Just finish it quickly. 5 minutes more. Fine. So I'm writing this program for you. Okay. Here what I need to write. Say suppose I'm passing over here object 2, right? So here I'm taking another object of this float class. I'll give the name object 3, right? And in the same variable, I'm storing the value. I'm not taking any other variables and I'm storing it. Instead of that, what I'm doing is object 3.f is equals to, means I'm storing into the object 3. Object 3 will having another space for your variable f. Object 1 is having another space and object 2 is having another space, right? So object 3 dot f is equals to, what I need to write directly f. Why? Because I'm using member function, and in member function whatsoever there would be a left. Anyone is having any query? Anyone is having any query? No, na? Fine. So here what will happen, whenever I'm writing this only f means what? Whenever this operator plus function will be called by at least one object, because this is the member function, right? So one object will call this. So one object will call this function, that object's f variable will be referred over here, right? So I'm simply writing f plus object2.f, right? So here I'm having this object2.f, simple. And then I'll simply return my object 3, right? So simple code, yes or no. Here I'm doing the plus because I have overloaded plus operator. So same code I need to write. I mean, this is just a program of 3 minutes, but I've given you sufficient time, right? Now I'll copy paste, I'll do over here minus. Simple, same way. What I'll do over here, multiplication. And here I'll do division, right? Division. Done. Now in integer main first task, I need to create the objects. Okay. So here I'm taking the object, P objects, plot, and I'm writing OB1. At the time of creating object only, I'm giving the value like, say suppose for the first object, I'm giving 9.0. Right. Now I'm creating another object, OB2. And here I'm giving 3.0, something like this. Okay. Two values I need to give. Fine. Now I'm creating another object, right, which is known as OB3. This will call default constructor, right? Whenever I'm creating, it will call default constructor, and this too will create the parameterized constructor because I'm passing the value. So here you can see this parameterized constructor. In that I'm simply giving the value of a to f. So finally my variable f will be having the value. Now what I'm doing is, now what I need to do is, first time I'm doing summation. So I'm writing OB3 is equals to OB1 plus OB2. Whenever I will write like this, OB1 dot operator plus in bracket object 2, this will be called, right? So my operator plus will be called over here because I'm writing plus sign. Okay. Then what I'll do, finally my value will be there with the object 3. So I'll do that object 3 dot display. But before that I'll write something, right, in cout. Otherwise I won't get that which answer I'm getting on using plus right? You are getting this. So I'll call ob3 dot display. So the value of f will be printed of which object? Object 3, because object 3 is only having the final answer. Fine. So I'll copy paste this for all, right? Here I'm using minus object 3 dot this, right? But for that I need to call it, right? So now what I'll do, object 3 is equals to object 3 is equals to object 1 minus object 2, right? So by using this will display this. Here also I'll write the same thing, but that is for the multiplication, right? And same I'll write over here. Here would be division. Fine. Let's check whether any error is there or not. I don't know. Okay. On using this plus, you are getting 12. Using minus, you are getting 6. Using multiplication, you are getting 27. And using division, you are getting 3. So answer is the correct one. I don't use this handle, so everything will be in the same line. That's what I want. Okay. Here you are passing 9 and 3, right? So by doing the addition, you will get 12, right? By doing the subtraction, you will get 6. By doing the multiplication, you are getting 27. And by dividing, what you are getting? 3. Right? Same thing will run again. And I'm showing you the output. Right? Yes or no? Everything is clear? Now will you be able to finish this? I'm again giving some time. Will you be able to finish this? Yes or no? And who have already finished this, they need to write the same program but by using the friend function. Here you have written all the member functions. Instead of that, now you have to develop the same program, but here you have to write the friend function. So you already know that if I'm writing as a friend function here, I will be having 2 arguments, right? So in that way, you have to modify. Yes or no? At least one person can say yes. Whosoever have finished this program, they will do that, right? And the others will finish the same program and then they will do this, right? Done with your program? What you just need to do is, here you are writing friend, okay? So whenever you are declaring your function, at that time friend function is required, right? So friend float operator plus, and over here you will be having two float, right? Two argument for the binary operation. So same you need to write for the all. Okay. I'm just showing you for one function, right? What you need to do over here, here this will be removed because this is no more your friend function. I mean, sorry, your member function. This is your friend function. So you don't have to write this float and scope resolution operator. Directly float, that is your return type. Operator plus, that is your function name. Here, one more I'll add, that is float object 1, comma, float object 2. Now you are having object 3. Now object 3 dot f is equals to object 1 dot f plus object 2 dot f. That's it. Modification is done. You are calling your this operator plus via like this, right? Or you can call if it is a member function. Remember, I'm talking about member function, our previous program. So you have to write like this, object 1 dot operator plus, and you are passing object 2 as your argument, right? But now we are talking about right now for your friend function. So how you can call your operator function, operator plus in bracket object 1 comma object 2. That's it. Done. This is how you are calling. Or the third option, this is object 3 is equals to object 1 plus object 2. This will work in all the three programs. Either you are taking it as a member function, either you are taking as a friend function, or you are using that the constructor overloading kind of, I mean, sorry. In that you have to call like this. It is a member function, that is right. So all programs, I hope you have completed this one also using plot. This is only the modification that you need to do. I have shown you both the ways, right? One using member function, one using friend function. It's so easy. Yes or no? It's very easy. If you will do the practice, it's nothing. I mean, so easy. So please write it down your number into the chat. At that time you will reply surely for your enrollment number.
Excuse me, ma'am.
And now, yes, Rahul.
And can we
Yes,
overload the
Rahul.
modulo operator?
Sorry, just
And
pardon
can
your
we overload
question.
the modulus operator, the mod operator? Can we overload it?
Your voice. Yeah, mode operator you can do, but right now that what we discuss is with the float, it won't work. So I need to convert it into the integer one and then it will work, right? In float value, it won't work. That what we did at the time of DMDB wala program also, right? We have converted that into the integer one and then we were finding the remaining value, right, for each is. If you remember. Yes or no, Rahul?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So you can convert it first into integer and then you can do this. Okay, fine. Now what next you are going to do is whatsoever the mini project definition that you have chosen, right? You can just create your class. Now onwards you have to do this, right? Because you are not having sufficient time. end of this September only, I want your mini project ready. This month ending, right? Between 25 to 30, in between this time of the September, you have to finish your mini project. So what you can do now, you have to create one class, right? If you have chosen for the library, then create the class library and all the variables which is required, some of the functions, some of the constructor to get the values, right? Either you have to call this get data kind of function, or you can directly create one function, or one constructor, parameterized constructor, where your data won't be static. अब तक जो किया था, like you were directly passing into the constructor like 1 and 2 and 3 and 5, such kind of values. But no, now onwards you have to take those values from the user, because in mini project everything will be entered by the user, right? So user will enter some value that you have to take it via scene and all, right? That you have taken, and then you are passing those variables into the constructor. Then also it will work, right? So such kind of things that you have to start by today only, right? Otherwise, after your mid semester and all, you won't get sufficient time, and your subject will get over, and you will be having your final submission. Fine, because this fifth unit is, we have already covered like unary operators and binary operators, right? Now there is nothing new to do with it. It will hardly take 3 lectures, and then you will be having the inheritance 2 lectures, polymorphism 2 lectures, file handling 3 lectures, and the template 3 lectures, and then it's over. So by end of this September, maybe we'll finish our all your syllabus. So whenever we will finish the syllabus, we will take the submission. So be ready with your mini project, right? Start working on it. Fine? Okay, so just do it now, right? You are having sufficient time, just do it now.